if you're not clear on your priorities, you'll say a lot of yeses too quickly because we're not sure at all what the heck we should say yes to. So we have to say yes to everything. Then we end up getting too busy. We end up getting overwhelmed. We end up wondering why we're not getting where we want to go in business or life because we said yes to too many things indiscriminately.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Carrot Cast. Now, the Carrot Cast, we're usually diving in doing interviews with amazing real estate investors, amazing real estate agents. Now, in these episodes, every Thursday, they're the Trevor Truck Talks, where you get to hear behind the scenes of the mindset shifts I'm going through as a CEO of one of the fastest growing companies in America, and the mindset shifts you can take to run your business and win back your freedom as well. Let's dive into this episode.
Hey y'all, man, this past week has been crazy. It's been hot. So here in Oregon, we definitely get a little bit of heat, but not a lot of heat, not like this past week. And Sunday here in Roseburg is 113 degrees, which it's the hottest on record. Yesterday it was 100. Sunday it was 100 and something. Today it's going to cool down though. It's going to be, I think, 95 or something. So I'm enjoying the coolness this morning. But the thing I want to talk about this morning in this Trevor Truck Talk as I'm driving to the office, and if you're new to the Carrot Cast, at the end of the week I put out an episode usually that's me sitting in my truck talking about what I'm thinking about as an entrepreneur as I scale Carrot and my other companies well into the 8 figures a year, dozens and dozens and dozens of employees. But it all started with one idea and one person, myself, and then I added one employee and another. I started with $0, and then it scaled. And I've learned a lot on the way, and I still have a lot to learn as I go. And so what I want to talk about today in this episode of the Trevor Truck Talk, it's one of my life truths. And as I've been reading and as I've been learning, I jot down these things I call life truths that I think apply to most everybody. And this life truth actually is on saying yes. And so I've talked about saying no before. I've talked about the importance of no. I've talked about the importance of being okay with saying no to things. And it's something, honestly, over the years, I've struggled with that. I'm an optimistic guy. Okay, if you take the Kolbe score, the Kolbe test, KOLBE, I'm a high quick start, meaning I do lots of things. I start lots of things, and I'm a low follow through. It doesn't mean that I can't follow through. I can. It just means my propensity is to start things and not follow through. So I have to kind of be careful to what I commit to, what I say yes to. And I read something in the book, The War of Art, not too long ago when I was reading it during my 75 Hard Challenge. And I really, really loved the way that Stephen Pressfield put the context around saying yes and saying no. Because oftentimes, like I've said it before in this podcast, I've said every single thing you say yes to means you have to say no to a million things, right? So every single thing you say yes to means you're saying no unconsciously, subconsciously to a million things. So if I say yes to this lunch meeting today, it means I can't do a million other things. I can't go and meet with someone else. I can't go and meet with my wife. I can't get this work done. I can't go work out. There's a million things I can't get done now that yes actually drove. So we have to be careful with our yeses, right? But with this quote from The War of Art, from Stephen Pressfield, I love it. He says this, he says, yes is nothing without the no that gives it boundaries and form. Say yes more slowly and stay curious before committing. Now, what does that mean? How can we apply that as entrepreneurs, as a real estate agent out there hustling your butt off to try to get some listings or close deals, as a real estate investor out there hustling your butt off in this competitive market? How do you say yes more slowly and stay curious before committing? And why is it so important? Why is it so important that we do that? Why is it so important that we learn how to do that rather than saying yes fast? And I'll kind of walk through a few reasons oftentimes we'll say yes fast. And this is me, saying from my own personal experience on something that I'm continually still working on. We'll say yes fast because we think it's FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. That, oh man, I don't want to say no to that lunch meeting, or I don't want to say no to that opportunity. I don't want to say no to that meeting because therefore I might miss out on something. And if I miss out on something, what am I going to, what negative result will happen? Or what will the person think about me? Okay. So the next part after FOMO, the reason we say yes too quickly is often because we're afraid that we're afraid of what the other person is going to say. We're afraid of what the other person is going to feel about us. If you say, no, I can't meet for lunch, what are they going to think about you? That you don't like them, that you're too busy, whatever it is. And maybe both of those are true. I don't know. Okay. So that's the second reason we'll say yes too quickly. The third reason we'll say yes too quickly is because we're not sure in our priorities. And so anything that looks interesting in the moment to us is going to jump out as something we should probably do. It's something we should probably dive in and experiment on, right? And so if you're not clear in your priorities, you'll say a lot of yeses too quickly because we're not sure at all what the heck we should say yes to. So we say yes to everything. Then we end up getting too busy. We end up getting overwhelmed. We end up wondering why we're not getting where we want to go in business or life because we said yes to too many things indiscriminately. Okay, so why else do we say yes? I think that was reason number 4. Reason number 5, do we say yes too quickly after FOMO? And maybe this is number 4, after FOMO, after we're afraid of what people will say about us or to us or think about us when we say no to them. And after having low priorities, okay, the 4th reason I guess it is that we'll say yes to things, okay, is because we haven't really analyzed the situation well. We don't really know the details, okay? We, on the surface level, it sounds good to say yes to this phone call. On the surface level, it sounds good to say yes to that meeting that your colleague just invited you to. On the surface level, it sounds good to go to that dinner date or that dinner auction, whatever it is. But what we should do instead is ask a couple questions, okay? So rather than when someone invites you to a meeting, rather than saying, yeah, I can be there, which we'll oftentimes do, and I did this for years, where I would say yes to a meeting half-heartedly because the person requested me of it, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm helping them out, right? I'm helping them out. But then I'd show up to the meeting, and the meeting had no agenda. The meeting had no purpose. The meeting had no real direction. We wasted an hour of our time. And so if I would have instead been more curious, like Stephen Pressfield puts it in the book, The War of Art, if I would have been more curious, where he says, say yes more slowly and stay curious before committing, I wasn't curious before committing. I just committed, hoping that it would be an amazing meeting when I got there, hoping that they would have their stuff together, hoping that it would be purposeful and valuable for all of us by the time we left. So say yes more slowly and stay curious before committing. How do we now stay curious before committing? Well, a couple things you could do. If someone invites you to that meeting, say, hey, I do have that block open and it sounds like it might be a really valuable thing. Could you put together an agenda first and send it my way? Here's the format I would like it. Okay, first of all, put the outcome. What's the outcome we hope to get from this meeting? Second, list down the agenda that we're going to talk about. What are the things we're going to discuss on the meeting? Then third, what's the output? Okay, what's the output? So what is going to come out of the meeting? Is it a decision? Is it just a brainstorm meeting and the output's a list of ideas that we'll then meet on later to discuss? What is the output? Is it a process? Is it documentation? What is it? What's the output? Because only then, when I know the purpose of this meeting or the outcome and the agenda, what we're going to talk about, and the output that we hope to get to, only then can I know if I should be there. Only then can I know, you know what, that's an amazing idea. Actually, let me just spend 10 minutes on my side. I'll record a video, I'll document something, and I'll get that to you. Will that be helpful? Can you watch that instead? And that'll save us an hour meeting. And let me know if that solves the outcome that you were hoping to solve without a meeting. Okay, so stay curious more often. What are some other ways that you can stay curious before committing to something? Okay, if it's a business opportunity, if it's something like that, ask some questions. Hey, you know what? That sounds like an amazing business opportunity to hop on a phone call with you. Just a couple questions. And here's an example of one that I did recently. I get outreaches all the time on Facebook and on IG. People in email, people toss me business opportunities. Okay, hey Trevor, I'd love to pick your brain for X amount of time. I'd love to hop on a call with you and just talk, show you about X. Okay, and so here's an example with someone wanting to integrate with Carrot and wanting to pitch me to have their software integrated with Carrot. Sound like a good software, right? But we only have so much time in the schedule, only so many resources, and we only want to put so many things in our software before it gets bloated and isn't useful for people. And so I asked the question, awesome, how many Carrot customers already use your software? The answer was very few. It's like, okay, so it doesn't sound like it's a big need for our company. That's the first thing that popped in my mind. Or at least it may not be. I need to stay curious some more often. What else do I ask when that happens? Hey, awesome, are there any other companies that have worked with you like this before? And I asked all this in an email, okay? And then also, can you let me know, what does the financial arrangement look like? What are you guys hoping to get out of this yourselves? And is there anything in return that can help Carrot reach our goals as well? And so I toss those questions over, and what happens, at least what happened with this one, is the person didn't answer them back. The person was hoping for a quick yes. The person was hoping for me just to say, you know what? Yeah, let's hop on a call and let's chat about it. And for them just to yak away, right? And but I didn't want that. I said, well, shoot, if I say yes to that meeting, I'm going to have to say no to a million things. It means I can't work out during that time. It means I can't meet with my wife during that time. It means I can't meet with my team members during that time, possibly meeting on some things that are far more important. It means I can't coach my leaders. It means I can't go hang out with my kids. It means I can't, organize my day. It means I can't create a process or a teaching for you guys, for our customers. It means I can't innovate on our product during that hour. There's a million things I can't do during that hour now. And so by asking him those 4 questions, he never answered back. He said, well, shoot, I guess it's going to be a little bit of homework for me. And I've yet to hear back from the person. Okay, so I want to repeat this. We'll wrap it right around the 10-minute mark. Is this right here, this life truth. I'm going to check this one off, showing that I put it up here. Saying yes. A yes is nothing without the no that gives it boundaries and forms. A yes is nothing without the no that gives it boundaries and form. Say yes more slowly and stay curious before committing. The first part of that, a yes is nothing without the no that gives it boundary and form. That just means you have to consciously ask, if I'm saying yes to this, what am I saying no to? Look at my priorities. Look at what I'm behind on. Look at what I want to get ahead on. Look at where you are with your faith, family, fitness, friends, finances, and fun, the 6 F's that I talk about in other previous Carrot Casts. Look at where you are with those. If you're below a 2 or 3 in any of those, you shouldn't say yes to anything that's less important than getting that part of your life shored up. You shouldn't say yes to anything at all until those are above a 3. Okay? If you say yes to another business opportunity and you're a 4 on finances, but you're a 2 on fitness, you probably should say no to that opportunity, and you should probably carve out time to go get in shape, get healthy, get working out. Okay? So I'm going to repeat it, finish it with this one last time, guys. And this is the difference, literally. This is the difference that I'm seeing from 100,000 to a million. 100,000 to a million is honestly saying no to way more things than you say yes to. Because way too many people get distracted after you hit $100,000 a year. Way too many people get distracted where I'm going to try these 18 marketing methods. I'm going to try this other business now because I've seen quote unquote success. And then you end up getting way too distracted, way too diluted, and you end up not being able to make progress. Getting from 100,000 to a million is saying yes to 1 or 2 things and going crazy deep on those 1 or 2 things. Crazy deep on one product. Crazy deep on 1 or 2 marketing methods. That's what gets you to a million in most any business. Not every, but most any. Okay. And then going from 1 million to 10 million, you actually have to say yes to fewer things. Okay. As the founder, it doesn't mean the business can't do more things. It doesn't mean the business can't do more things. It means the founder has to say yes to fewer things. Okay. You have to say yes to hiring a leadership team is number 1. It's the who, not how. Right? You have to say yes to fewer things. Now, to go from 10 to 30, which is what I'm working on right now, it gets even more amplified. Now, once again, it doesn't mean the company says yes to fewer things. It means you as the founder have to guide people, and you're going to hire more people, and the company can do more things and tackle a few different priorities for sure because you have more people, but it means you as the founder have to say yes to far fewer things. So what am I saying yes to right now, guys? I'm saying yes right now to feeding into my leadership team and building the best possible leadership team I can. I've had to say no to a lot of things I really wanted to say yes to, but I had to say no to them until I get my leadership team where I want it to be. Okay, I've had to say yes to building the marketing team and the engineering teams. Okay, those are my focuses. I've had to say no to so many things, no to so many customer calls right now in this phase, even though I'm so talking with customers every single week. I've had to say no to partnerships. I've had to say no to certain things during this phase so I can get the leadership team built and nail that with the right leaders in the right spots. And then we can open up and say yes to more opportunities again. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up. I want you to analyze, what are you saying yes to too often? What do you need to say no to? Saying yes. A yes is nothing without the no that gives it boundaries. Once again, we don't want soft yeses. We want a hard commitment. If you're going to say yes to something, it's a hard commitment. I'm saying yes to this. It's nothing without saying no to other things so I can protect that time to get that yes done, okay? And saying yes more slowly gives you the time to be more curious, to be able to analyze those situations better before you say yes to them so you can fully commit to getting that thing done, and you have the no's that give it boundaries to make sure that you get that yes done. All right, guys? If you like this episode, go subscribe. Hit the subscribe button on Apple Podcasts. Hit the subscribe button on Spotify. And then, guys, please do this. I look at them every single week. Help us get over 300, 400 5-star reviews over on Apple Podcasts. Go over there and give us a review. If you've ever gotten any value out of the CarrotCast ever, pop a review over there, guys. CarrotCast.com or Apple Podcasts. Pop a review. Let me know how you like this. What are you getting out of it? What are you not getting out of it? What would you love to hear? Give me a review. Guys, you guys are the lifeblood of this podcast. I get energy out of doing this with you guys. If you guys can't tell, it's one of my energy items on the Energy Audit. And I'm going to continue doing these until the day I die or until you guys stop liking them. So give me a rating and review. Let me know what you guys want to hear. And follow me on Instagram, Trevor.Mauch. That's Trevor.Mauch. Follow me on IG and hit me with a DM and let me know, hey, I love this episode. This is what I got out of it. Or, you know what, I'd love for you to do an episode on X. And guys, I read every single IG DM. Hit me up, guys. All right, have an amazing, amazing rest of the week. Go to carrot.com/evergreen, carrot.com/evergreen to dive on my evergreen webinar. If you haven't ramped up your evergreen marketing yet and got off the marketing hamster wheel, head over to carrot.com/evergreen and I'll hop on my 90-minute training where I walk through the steps to make this shift, the mental mindset shift first, and then the actual process and physical mindset shift to move your marketing from hamster wheel marketing that keeps you on it forever, that wears you out, to evergreen marketing that builds momentum and gets you freedom. All right, guys, have an amazing, amazing rest of the week. Talk soon.